Hey guys, it's PK. How's it going? It's been a little while, hasn't it? Almost 12 days? I don't know. But sorry about not updating you with new battles recently, but I have a good reason. And the first reason is that, well, I'm in school. Actually, the only reason is I'm in school, and that takes priority. It's that time of the year in the school year where it gets kind of intense, nearing midterms, and don't have all the time I used to have. But I got several good battles to make up for it, and the first of these good battles is against a player named Sir. And Sir is, if you haven't heard of him already, is just a phenomenal player. He's probably one of the best in the Advanced OU metagame. And yeah, this shouldn't disappoint. Here we go. So I lead T-Tar, he leads Ments. And that's obviously a bad matchup for me. But I don't switch right away because I'm trying to figure out what I should do here. I'm going to try to scout out the set, determine if it's a Choice Banded or a Dragon Dance set. And I figure it's probably not going to go for Rock Slide. It's probably going to go for Earthquake or Brick Break. So I'm going to go to Zapdos just to scout that out. Sandstream for my T-Tar lets me know that it's probably Choice Banded unless it's a Lumberry set, because it's not gaining leftovers. So I'm just going to assume it's Choice Banded. I mean, Lumberry is just rare. So I go for Toxic, trying to land the Ments with that. He's going to go out and into his Blissey. Blissey's going to take that Toxic pretty well because it's got Natural Cure, so I could just switch out and not deal with it. Go to my Fortress. Shows me Ice Beam, which makes me think it doesn't have Flamethrower. So I stay in, try to spike up. And I should have scouted out a little bit more because he shows me Magneton. And, well, I don't know if that one layer of spikes is worth one poke dying. So I'm pretty much forced to bring in my Dugtrio in here and reveal that in order to revenge kill the Magneton. So I take it out with a good old-fashioned Earthquake, so Magneton's dead. And that Fortress getting killed by the Magneton is going to matter here because the Skarmory is going to be able to freely set up spikes. I don't have a Magneton, I don't have another Rapid Spinner, so yep, he's just going to spike up. First layer of spikes on his side is complete. I'm bringing my Zapdos, then predict him going to Blissey so I can get into my T-Tar freely. And I'm just going to go for Rock Slide here. Try to do as much damage to the Bliss as possible. Shows me Dusclops, which I don't know. I don't know if that was a good switch because it takes a ton of damage from Rock Slide plus the spikes damage. But of course it's going to use Will-O-Wisp here. I mean, why else would you bring in Dusclops into T-Tar? So I switch out, go to my Zapdos, who has Rest and Sleep Talk, so the burn's not going to matter. And I bring my Dugtrio in here anticipating a Rest of some sort. And I'm glad he didn't go for Will-O-Wisp there, and I proceed to go for Earthquake. He shows me Sleep Talk, which he's going to try to go for the Will-O-Wisp. He kind of sounds like he's complaining about the Sleep Talk not connecting with Will-O-Wisp or whatever fourth move he had. But, I don't know, it's kind of risky either way. I mean, but he had no choice, really. He was locked in with Arena Trap, so I don't know if that was much of a factor. But proceeds to bring in Skarm in, knowing I'm locked into Earthquake, and puts up that second layer of spikes. Proceed to bring my T-Tar in, who has Fire Blast. Does a ton, but he shows me Toxic, and it misses. And that, I think that would matter. That's kind of annoying, but I don't really judge hacks until the end of the game and see if that would have been a factor or not. And we'll see if it is at the end of the game. But anyway, I go for Fire Blast. I'm hoping he stays in here, but he doesn't. He goes into Swampert. And anticipating the Surf, of course, I go into Coon, who takes the Surf rather nicely. Takes a ton from spikes, though. And I proceed to Calm Mind up. This Coon has Roar, so I'm content to stay in here and just let Blissey Calm Mind up all at once. Calm Mind up with him. But he realizes that I probably have Roar if I'm staying in. I wouldn't stay in if I have Ice Beam. And he goes to his Ments. And the Hidden Power Flying does a ton, and the Surf does a lot less than I expect from +3 on Coon. Maybe I should increase the special attack on this Coon a little bit more. But it is what it is. I'm going to be forced to switch out here. I'm not going to live another hidden power flying from the Ments. And it's faster, so I can't kill it with my Surf. Sir's complaining about the Toxic Miss. I'll let you know if that matters at the end of the game. You can let me know if in the comments if it does, but wait till the end of the game to judge that. But he kind of makes up for that. I kind of make up for that hacks with the Toxic by getting hit with the crit hidden power flying. So now my T-Tar is definitely within kill range. I don't know if it'll... But I managed to take out the Ments, that's the important thing. But anyway, I don't know if I'll live another switch in with spikes, but I believe I will, so I go to my Zapdos. And the burn's getting annoying, so I'm going to rest here. Shows me Ice Beam, which it's not going to do that much because it's a bulky Zapdos. And I shouldn't have used Sleep Talk here. I mean, I should have seen the Blissey coming in. He's going to want to recover that. Blissey with Soft Boiled, and now he's just going to be able to do that freely. So, trying to figure out what I want to do here, because the Blissey could be a problem later on, especially since it's a Calm Mind Bliss. I'm asleep right now, and I decided to bring in my T-Tar on the Bliss, on the anticipated Soft Boy. I'm going to try to do as much damage to it as possible and try to revenge kill it with Doug Trio, but it doesn't work out. I only get a measly 34% against the Bliss. I was anticipating at least 40%. So I don't know if it's my EVs or his, but that didn't work out. I'm going to see how much the Earthquake does. It doesn't do enough, and now he's just going to be able to Soft Boiled. Unless I get a crit here, I'm not going to be able to beat the Bliss, and I'm not going to die to Ice Beam or something. I'm going to get out of here, obviously, but... Now I'm going to have to be creative in order to take out this Bliss. I see this, my Coon is the only answer to the Bliss. I'm going to rest up here. Hope he doesn't go for Thunderbolt. If he doesn't, he goes for Calm Mind, as he probably should, since he probably realizes that I can't really conventionally get rid of the Bliss. So he Calm Minds up again. I bring in my Blissey to wake up the Coon. Calm Minds up again. And he's faster, so he's at +3 right now. Now he goes for another Calm Mind at +4, and I'm going to try to use Toxic because that just to force him to switch eventually. I hope it connects. And yeah, Ice Beam's going to take me out. The crit did not matter, but now that I landed a Toxic, he's going to be forced to switch out eventually. And I bring in my Bliss here. Because even at +4, he's not going to be able to take it out easily unless he gets a crit. I don't even know if a crit would do it. But he's going to have to switch out here. And I go for Seismic Toss. I don't see why not. And brings in his Skarm, takes the Seismic Toss. And he's within kill range, but unfortunately, he's fast. The Skarmories are usually faster than Blissies, and he's probably going to rest here. So I won't get the chance to take him out with Seismic Toss. So I'm gonna switch here to my Coon and try to set up. I'm glad he didn't go for Toxic there, because that kind of would have ruined my plan against the Bliss. But yeah, I start to Calm Mind up, and now he's gonna Calm Mind up, and we're just gonna Calm Mind up until we're both at +6. And unless he gets a critical hit with the Thunderbolt, or something like that, I'm going to be able to roar him out, and I'm going to be at +6, and he won't have any way to really deal with my Coon. So yeah, he gets a lucky paralysis with the Thunderbolt, and that pair of hacks kicks in probably at one of the worst times. So I gotta rest off here, and I do. Oops, a little bit of advertising. Anyway, both the Skarm and I are asleep, but we've been asleep for about the same time, so since I'm faster, I'm going to wake up first and take out the Skarm. So thank goodness he wasn't able to roar me away. And goes for Protect, kind of pointless, and I take him out with his Swampert out. So now we're cooing on Bliss, and the surf doesn't do more than 50%, so you could soft boil that off. But unfortunately, he's not going to be able to Calm Mind up without sacrificing an opportunity to soft boiled. At which point, I should be able to easily take him out. So yeah, he goes for Calm Mind. I'm faster. I've been faster 2 times in a row. This isn't going to work. So yeah, I'm deciding right now if it's good game, and I agree, so I say good game back, and I should go for surf here, but you know, the internet at the school is kind of slow, so there's a bit of lag, and surf should be coming any moment. There we go. So the final score is me 3-0 as the victor. And so here comes the controversial part. The toxic. It didn't connect with the T-Tar, but I'm trying to decide whether the T-Tar really mattered in this game. It took out the Salamence, but it was already the damage the Toxic would have done on the switch probably wouldn't have mattered when the Salamence hit me with that crit Hidden Power Flying. So I still would have been able to take it out with Rock Slide if Sir had stayed in still. So I don't know. I wouldn't have been able to come in on the Blissey with the 3 layers of spikes up when I was trying to do my clever bringing T-Tar do damage to the Blissey and then revenge kill with Dugtrio. I wouldn't have been able to do that. But in the end, I wasn't able to do enough damage to the Bliss, and with the Rock Slide plus the Dougie Earthquake, he was able to soft boil himself out of that. So in the end, I don't think the Toxic mattered, but let me know what you think in the comments. I could be wrong. I'm willing to admit I'm wrong. Well, I'm kind of stubborn, but I eventually relent. Let me know in the comments. But most importantly, subscribe, and like. But until next time, this is, yeah, that's my name, PhilosopherKing, signing out.